Welcome back to the freemilesmc, and we are today talking about two bikes that are very close to each other, but they're still not the same bike. And that is the Meteor 350 and the Classic 350 from Royal Enfield. And we're going to answer today which bike is per se better, or more correct, the bike for you. So let's go with the price. Both bikes are priced differently across all different countries, but as a rule of thumb in Europe, you can buy the Royal Enfield Meteor for 4,000 to 5,000 euros and the Royal Enfield Classic for 4,500 to 5,500. With that, the Royal Enfield Classic is a tad bit more expensive. Apart from that, they share a lot of similarities. They have the same frame, the same engine with the same power figures, but there we already get into the differences. The engine has, even though it has the same power figures, a different mapping, which results in the Meteor being half a second quicker from 0 to 60. I think the Meteor does 0 to 60 in 5.2 something seconds and the Royal Enfield Classic in 5.7. The differences continue in the body position, where the Royal Enfield Meteor has a lot more relaxed position with more of a cruiser-like feel, higher handlebars, slightly forwarded foot pegs even though they're still underneath you, and a very comfy seat, which results in a great cruiser feel that is enhanced by the heel shifter that is available with the bike. In contrast to that, the Classic feels more upright, has lower handlebars, has a really 60s motorcycle position. The foot pegs feel a little bit more underneath you. You don't have the heel shifter. It's more of a quite authentic 60s motorcycle position at the end of the day. And of course, with these two very different feels and approaches and body position, the bike starts with the big differences than when actually driving the bike. And of course, these different ergonomics result in different strong sides and weak points when actually riding the motorcycle. For a start, the Meteor feels more comfortable on the highway due to its body position, while the Classic literally feels like it has negative wind resistance. The amount of wind you get onto your body on this motorcycle is insane. You literally will feel the wind on your balls. It's from the front, because the bike is basically just like a flat line that you sit on. In contrast, of course, the Meteor has a nice chopper feel where the tank and so on kind of shields you at least a little bit of the wind. So the Meteor ends up being more comfortable and more highway friendly. And also with the wider and a bit longer handlebars, you have a lot more leverage on the motorcycle itself, which makes the Meteor insanely flickable in turns for a cruiser. Like, the bike reacts incredibly fast to inputs and you can just throw the thing around. As a result, the Meteor ends up handling better on highway and on the curvy road. But in contrast to that, the Classic actually handles a more versatile day of riding better, like city, some bumpy roads, because you sit a bit more upright, and with that you can manage the bumps a lot better, and the suspension is at a slightly different angle in the rear. And the bike is nicer when it comes to city riding, and also, even though it basically, from a performance standpoint of what bike moves quicker through the turns, most likely the Classic will be behind, but it can be the more fun experience because it gives you more of the visceral motorcycle feel. The bike gives you a lot more feedback and you're doing a lot more consciously to corner the motorcycle. It basically gives you more of this feeling of, oh, now I brake into the turn, now I lean the bike underneath you, and in this turn I lean myself off the bike. It makes for a really conscious riding experience that also feels very authentically retro, and it's the perfect bike for back roads. So even though the Meteor does its thing on the piece of paper better, the Classic ends up being the more fun motorcycle really often. Here on YouTube, the freemilesmc YouTube channel is all about fun bikes, and I am very happy to present you the first piece of merch that I'm offering. I have now these t-shirts with the logo, and also they come in very different forms, also as a hoodie. Here you see the hoodie in total. There are also other designs, vintage shirts, tank tops, in different colors, not just in black. And I'm very happy to bring this out and to kind of give myself my own little video placement here. I'm very happy that I managed to get started with merch. There's definitely more to come. It just takes some time because you guys need to remember I'm literally doing everything on this channel: filming, editing, scripting, making the videos, and all the background stuff. So some patience, but this is the first design that is out and I hope that you guys like it. The link is down in the description. With having discussed these two bikes' different riding experiences, and of course the differences in riding feel and handling also represented in the bike's visuals. And here the Classic definitely is leading, and that's also what explains the price difference, as the bike has a very, very nice design. They really thought this through well. The bike forms a very beautiful line from the really nice tail light through its incredibly beautiful instruments that lay flat on the top of the front light, and it just forms this amazing line that you're sitting on. And as a bike, that's a beautiful experience. The bike comes in a few more fancier colorways, and also the bike has a lot of exposed chrome, which just looks beautiful. In contrast to that, of course, the Meteor is also a good looking bike. The colors look great. It has a blacked out exhaust, blacked out engine, and a nice little detail rim stripe in the front. And even the basic colors all look really beautiful. Also the instruments, some attention went into all this stuff. It's still absolutely worthy of being Royal Enfield. You basically trade down a bit of the visual appeal on the Meteor for the bike being a bit easier to maintain. Because of course with the chrome, it's going to be a huge pain in the ass. As soon as you like get stuck in the rain while driving, you will have all the water on the chrome, then you need to polish it, winter. And also one thing that I really appreciate when it comes to big touring and also daily commuting is ease of mind when the bike is standing outside and it potentially rains or the weather is not too good. So that's definitely where you're paying the price then for the nice visuals of the Classic. Even though I have to admit, they're absolutely gorgeous, and combined with the visual feel of riding it, it's its own unique experience. At the end of the day, the main difference between these two motorcycles that you need to think about when buying one is the feel and the je ne sais quoi of those motorcycles. The Meteor really nicely gives you a way into cruiser motorcycles. It feels like a true cruiser. This is a 350, but still for a man of my size, I sit comfortably on the bike, and I'm someone who prefers big motorcycles, and I'm happy that there's a small CC motorcycle that actually feels like a motorcycle. And it really well delivers on basically the stuff that a motorcycle needs to do, and it does that better than the Classic 350, with basically sacrificing some character. You basically have the nicer cornering and the better highway experience, but you don't get the visual feel of the Classic 350. I am myself in preference for the Meteor, also because of the blacked out chrome, because if I would get this bike, I would love to do some cruiser style touring with like a tent on the back and sleep in a tent next to the bike, and I don't want to worry if it rains and stuff, and actually want to be aware that the bike will survive a few like nights or weeks outside when I'm taking it camping. The Classic 350 is a really, really nice visceral experience, but it's something that's like an espresso, more designed to be experienced in short doses. Of course you could tour the bike as well, but it's just like a really nice bike to get out of the city, ride a few nice backcountry turns, and then go for a coffee or ice cream, and then head back and just have a shorter experience that's more intense therefore. Well, the Meteor is basically the good experience more over the long time for actually taking it out and riding. Like, I'm the type of person, if I take my motorcycle out, I will be riding 8 to 9 hours of that day. And there's the Meteor, just a better bike. If you just do a short little bit, 4 or 5 hours, go somewhere, drink a coffee, not going too far, and you really want to experience the intense experience of riding a motorcycle, then the Classic is your bike. In general, this is kind of the main difference where those bikes are split and where you need to make your decision on. I would advise everyone to test ride both motorcycles. You will pretty much quickly understand what I'm meaning. And both of these bikes are phenomenal. They're both really good motorcycles. I've reviewed these bikes now both some time ago, and then having some time to think about them, I'm pretty sure I will be owning one of these bikes at some point in my life, because they're just absolutely phenomenal and really great to ride at the end of the day, and they're just very fun, and also for quite a small price. And on the used market they go quite cheaply, and also you can maintain them yourself as soon as the warranty runs out. Then also the short service interval of 3,000 kilometers is not a big issue anymore. This decision really much depends on your own experience. I personally prefer the Meteor, but I definitely have to admit that the Classic, for the visual experience and a little bit of cosplaying as a 1960s motorcycle rider, is at the end of the day the better bike, but I just more tend to the cruiser-ish side of the Meteor. All in all, both brilliantly amazing bikes. I hope that I managed to help you guys make a potential buying decision or what bike you are favoring on the market. And yeah, definitely thanks for watching, and check out the link in the description for the new merch and the t-shirts, and see you guys in the next video.